Good morning and a very warm welcome to today's webinar, which is dedicated to the EU-South Med Matchmaking Event that we are planning in the frame of ACHEMA and will take place from the 11th to 13th of June in Frankfurt. Before going to the agenda and the objectives of this webinar, I will briefly present you the housekeeping rules. So this webinar is scheduled to last 1 hour and will be recorded and afterwards published on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. All participants are in listening mode, and please take notes and type your questions in the Q&A or in the chat box. After the presentation, we will dedicate time to answer to your questions. If in the meantime I see that the question can be answered straight away while I'm presenting, I will do so. My name is Teodora Jilkova. I'm representing Veritas Cluster, which is part of the current consortium managing the activities of the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. And today here with me is Vivian Walk, that is representing the EN and the Chamber of Commerce. So she is representing the partners that are part of the organization of this meeting, as well as the matchmaking event planned in Frankfurt. So I'll quickly go through the agenda, what we will be looking today. So we will have a very quick overview of the past EU-South Med Matchmaking event. And of course, the overview of the forthcoming mission in Frankfurt. You will see details of the program planned for the clusters and the SMEs, as well as we will present some highlights of the current call for the expression of interest. As said previously, there will be a dedicated part for the Q&A. Today here with us, from those that you are participating, we have clusters and SMEs that already have applied under the first cutoff date of the current call, and they have been already accepted. But obviously this webinar will help they to understand more of what is planned and how to plan better their participation. Among us also we have clusters and SMEs that are considering their participation. So please use the time to address the questions. We are more or less at the stage where majority of the aspects have been planned, but of course at this stage we are finalizing some of the details. So even if I am not able today to give you all the information, we will follow up with materials. This recording will be published, as mentioned earlier, on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform on the dedicated page. Also, the presentation from today will be shared with you, as well as we will expand the agenda of the overall mission. We will set up the B2Match platform. The current call is open. You can still express your interest to participate in the mission till the 16th of May. So hopefully today we will really manage to answer, if you have some doubts, to answer to your questions. And this will lead to positive effect on you participating in the call. Vivian, if you'd like just to say a few words for welcome, and I'll proceed further.
Yes, hello to everyone. Welcome to this webinar. I'm the co-organizer in Frankfurt am Main for this mission, and also facilitating part of the program here in Frankfurt. I'm very happy that we have, yes, I see around almost 30 participants in the call, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you, or at least most of you, in Frankfurt in June.
Thank you very much, and thank you again for all the support, very hard work and the joint efforts for not only for the organizing the webinar today, but also the entire mission. So now we will go for a quick overview, a snapshot of the edition of the EU-South Med Matchmaking Event that took place last year. So it was organized in Marrakesh. It was between 31st of May to the 2nd of June. The sectors were related to GITEX. It was related to the GITEX Africa. And we have with us representatives from the agri-food, cosmetics, textiles, ICT, clean tech, and energy. So the European, you see that the European, what was the spread of the European delegation? We have 17 participants from Europe, 16 clusters, and 1 SME from 9 countries. And together, we were together with the South Med delegation, which was represented of 34 participants, 18 clusters, and 10 SMEs. On the next slide, you will see what is the spread of the delegation by the type of organization. Obviously, majority were the clusters. From Europe, we had 1 SME, but also there were from South Med, we had the public institutions, research and development agency, a regional development agency. Also, see what was the spread of the different participants by the sectorial coverage. Again, it is very much depends on the representation, depends on the sectors that are related to the anchor event as GITEX, but also the key actors that we had representing from the South Med countries. As a statistics, I would like to, on the next slide, to present you the number of meetings. So during this mission, and this is very important, during this mission and the matchmaking day, there were reported 117 formal meetings, which were scheduled via Bit2Match. These were the dedicated meetings. But also there were many informal meetings between the participants during the different breaks and lunches, and more meetings which have been done in the frame of the exhibition. When we sent the survey, there were a total of 78 cooperation cases that have been identified. You see also on the diagrams, you see the distribution of the cooperation cases by sector, as well as the distribution of the cooperation cases by their type. All this information is public, and you can see it, it has been shared on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform page, which is the summary of the past event. I see that the construction, there is a question that construction only 4%. The construction was like a supporting focus for the event. It was not among the key sectors that we were trying to bring participants. So obviously, that's why the percentage is so low. So now we will move on the planning for the this year cooperation. So the EU-South Med Matchmaking Event will take place, as said, from the 11th and 13th of June in Frankfurt, and it's in the frame, and it's organized in the frame of ACHEMA Expo. The event is jointly organized by the European Commission through the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, and it's in collaboration with ACHEMA Investment Network. This is the partners from South Med, Euromed Clusters Forward. Again, this is we jointly have organized the last year mission, as well as in the past. If you go back on the past events, you will see that there are previous missions, and presented, of course, jointly organized with the Enterprise Europe Network and Chamber of Commerce and Industry Frankfurt am Main. And we are very pleased having Vivian today with us here. As said, the event will be is organized and planned in the context of ACHEMA. So here on this slide, you see which are the key thematic areas of ACHEMA. So this is green innovations, process innovations, pharma, digital, and hydrogen. You see also the numbers, how many exhibitors, how many countries, and the number of attendees. This is obviously predicted numbers, but it's based on the past editions, and already the event is in a very good stage of its planning and development. So This is the organizers are really confident that they will reach and exceed those numbers. The event itself, ACHEMA, it's taking place the whole week. So from Monday to Friday, all 5 days. As you know from the past experiences, our matchmaking events are 3 days. So we have tried to plan the event in a way that it's in the most useful way for all those that are considering to be at ACHEMA. But of course, it's if for those of you who are planning to attend and to be part of this mission, you can also decide to arrive earlier, 1 day earlier, so to spend the full day on Monday, for example, at ACHEMA, or to stay 1 day longer, staying as well on Friday, which is outside our mission. If we go on the next slide, again, Steve, I would like to present you more details of the event itself. So it is organized in 12 exhibition groups. I'm not going to read them all. All the information is well presented on the ACHEMA website. And you see some drawings as the overview of the floor plan of ACHEMA. It is all the halls of the exhibition of the expo are taken by ACHEMA. So it is really, it will take even time to move from one hall to another hall. And because we will have representatives from various groups, we will, some of you, for example, could be during the day we spent at ACHEMA. Some of you could be, for example, in the hall where is the digital hub, others in the packaging and storage, others in the ICT. So it is really a very huge event. Maybe some of you have been already have been participating in the past of this exhibition, but it's really need to be planned very well, your participation. We are looking, yes, it's here I just want to present you why you need the importance, and we will stress on that quite a lot, the importance for you to plan, especially the time that you will spend at ACHEMA. You see, while I was preparing this presentation earlier today, this is very well updated. You see, only if you type hydrogen in the search on the ACHEMA website, you see how many exhibitors are related to the hydrogen. And with the same you can do with your particular interest. Obviously, if you're not staying longer a day before or on Monday or on Friday, the 14th of June, the day you will have at the ACHEMA, you will see the overall structure of our program. The day you will have at the ACHEMA, you need to know, to study very well in advance who is there, with whom you would like to meet, because it is so it's really busy exhibition. There are many exhibitors, so it is your homework well before to travel to Frankfurt to decide how you would like to organize your day and time there, and how to organize your meetings. For the preparatory webinar, which is more technical, it will take place on the 28th of May, when we would already know all the participants from the EU side, and we already know the participants from the South Med countries. We will try to invite as well to have with us some representatives from ACHEMA, so they can give you some insights on the planning. I also advise you to study the website. The program is already there of ACHEMA, so you can download, you can see the different sessions, you can see the exhibitors and what else is happening on the exhibition floor, because there are some other activities. We are already trying to organize some group meetings at the floor. We will inform you about that, but for you, it's really important to know with whom you want to meet. ACHEMA would also have an application which will allow you also through the app at some point to request meetings, to while you're on the floor, to use the navigation. And we'll get to this later, and we will also inform you. We will follow up with some related information. I see in the chat there was a question whether you would need to register for ACHEMA. Yes, you would need to register, but please allow us to send you information, because for all the delegates that are part and will be accepted to be part of the representing and to be participants in the EU-South Med Matchmaking Event, we will have a special code that because we are in a partnership with ACHEMA, and you will not be. You will have an access-free tickets because there is a registration fee. So for you, this will be for those that are part of the of our mission, have been approved. We will send you instructions how to register, so to avoid the registration fee. I'll continue further now. So again, as I told you, to see here an overview of the week itself, how it looks. So as mentioned, ACHEMA is taking place from Monday, the 10th of June, till Friday, 14th of June. I think just finish 1 hour earlier than all the other days, and the other days the exhibition finish at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have planned the EU-South Med Matchmaking Event to take place 11th, 12th, and 13th. On the 11th, we are planning the conference part, let's put it like this, the conference part of the our mission. So on the 11th, we will have the conference part, and we will have the meetings between the EU representatives and the South Med representatives. And this will not take place at ACHEMA. This will be outside of ACHEMA. Here probably is the moment to inform you that due to really during this period in Frankfurt is extremely busy. I mean, this is really a key event for Frankfurt, and majorities of the hotels are taken sometimes an year in advance. So we are trying to secure some place, some hotels, and the venue nearby. We know that our South Med participants have secured a hotel in Darmstadt, and we are trying to extend this offer at the moment for our EU participants. This will be decided today or tomorrow. So hopefully with the follow-up, we will provide you with a chance to already start planning your bookings. So this is for the date of the 11th. Then on 12th, we are trying to concentrate activities at the ACHEMA Expo, mostly in the morning and early afternoon. And currently, we have the plans for some of the site visits to take place late afternoon. So maybe, Vivian, if you'd like here to mention a few words about the site visits. I don't hear you.
Yes, I can mention a few words, of course, on the site visits. You could first the FAZ, Frankfurter Innovationszentrum Biotech. This is a dedicated place where the motto is from biology to business. The companies based there are supported in their development for their projects from experts, from first-class experts coming from business, life sciences, and particularly biology and also IT. So the site visit we will learn about the FIZ, about the offer, the services from FIZ, and also for the biotech representatives, SMEs, and also clusters. There will be the chance to do some networking with the companies based there probably as well. And the next site visit is dedicated to the sector mechanics, mechanical engineering. It is the Center for Industrial Productivity, CIP, it is supported from the Technology University of Darmstadt. It is an innovative training center and also a brownfield production site dedicated to learning and also development for the industry. There are tools there which support the path to operational excellence, and it is kind of a process learning factory, really. And they are also involved in projects, competences for climate neutral production, one example. And also the visit is facilitated by the Digitalzentrum Darmstadt. So we will also learn about how the important point in industry related to digitization and optimization of production there. Yes, that's so far from the site visits.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are also looking to add one more site visit because, of course, we will have different representatives in our group. So it would be a possible option for the 13th of June, hopefully in the morning. So after that visit, you can all, those that were part of this site visit will have a chance to continue to join the ACHEMA, make there more meetings and more visits there. And depends on their individual plans to either fly back to their respective countries and places, cities, or to stay, of course, if would like one more day, for example, on the 14th of June. Here also I put in this planning just to see, you see on Monday there is a pharma, then on Wednesday there is a digital, Thursday green, Friday process. These are the key highlights taken from a ACHEMA program. So each day there has some dedication. So this is also helpful for you to decide when you are planning whether you would like to stay more, to arrive in advance, and to join various sessions. But as I said, if you download the current program, you would be able to see all the sessions, a sessions plan, as well as you will be able to explore some activities which are taking place at across the different days.
Theodora, I think there's a question in the chat. Can you please again say something about the registration for the event and how it is possible to participate as EU participant?
Yes. Okay. So with regards to the, I see that is there a fee cost to participate for EU-South Med Matchmaking Event? There is no fee as a registration fee to be a participant. The process, the entire process is explained on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, but here I can quickly brief you on that. So we have a current call for clusters. This is, and the second cutoff date for this call to express your interest to participate is the 16th of May. So if you are representing a cluster, please complete this application through the European Cluster Collaboration Platform till the 16th of May. On the 17th of May, we will make the evaluation. And if your cluster is falling under the criteria set in the call, we will notify you whether you are accepted to be part of the delegation. If you have not been part of previous such matchmaking missions, of course, this is explained in the call. As a cluster, we have requirements that needs to be met, and after being back, we support you with up to 3 nights of your stay. There were specific, so I think it is 125 euros per night. And also we support and we pay you back, reimburse the travel cost till a certain extent. I mean, depends on whether you will be traveling by train or you will be traveling by flight. This is very much explained in details in the call. For the SMEs, we do not support financially. We do not reimburse the SMEs, but we do allow the SMEs, those being accepted, to be fully to be part of the delegation and to join all aspects of the delegation, to be with us during the entire conference and matchmaking day, as well as to be part of all networking activities planned, also to be part and benefit from the arrangements, organized different visits at ACHEMA, as well as the entry at ACHEMA, as well as to be part for the site visits that we are planning. I'll just check if there are more related questions about the registration. For the SMEs, you will see at the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, we had a call for the SMEs, but the call for the SMEs is extended. You can, and also we have facilitated the process for the SMEs. So instead of going through the call, we will directly set up, allow you, the SMEs, to register in B2Match. And if your application, if you're falling as an organization, you're meeting the criteria, we will directly approve your profile there, so you can start the planning process directly from there. So I think maybe please advise how we can register as a visitor for ACHEMA and EU event. As a visitor for ACHEMA, you will register. Of course, you can do it straight away the moment it is open for registration, but there is a registration fee for ACHEMA as a visitor. All participants from those that are accepted to be part of our delegation and our mission will receive a specific code which will allow you to do registration without paying the fee to ACHEMA. I think for now we have covered the questions. As I said, at the end, there will be more time for questions. I will repeat some of the key aspects. So here you see, I just put in the here in the overview the planning of the day at ACHEMA. Of course, there will be more details. From one side, we are planning already some dedicated visits at stands where would be extremely useful for the entire delegation. Again, it's extremely important for you to start studying the ACHEMA website, download the program, check all the overview. So you see there is for visitors, you see this is a picture taken from this part of the ACHEMA website. You have the overall, you have the overview, you have the registration, but as I said, registration and tickets, this information we will pass to you with an information about the link and code that you can use. The frequently asked questions that you see on here as an option, it is very well described, all the information about the different halls, even I mean, obviously it's not related to us, but if some needs visa, how to obtain, how to plan the travels, how to get to the exhibition center. We will also prepare a participants booklet for all our delegates. And again, we will inform you about all details of the program, meeting points, time to join. There would be very much all the details when and what will be happening. I think we can go on the next slide now. So more details on the call. I've already mentioned it, but here. So the focus areas for the current call for expression of interest are green tech and energy, digital techs and ICT, mechanical engineering and manufacturing, pharma and biotechs. So if you are a cluster organization representing those sectors or some that are related, please check the current call and submit your applications till 16th of May. For the SMEs, there is also link for the SMEs, but as just said earlier, we will try to facilitate already. We have tried to facilitate already and ease the process for the SMEs, so they can directly apply through Bit2Match. If in the call you will see all the details, but what is the expectations, but also for the first time at this early stage, at the European Cluster Collaboration Platform page, you will see the pre-selected participants from the EU side. Here I've made a picture just for you to understand better, but you can download this as a document from the page. So you see we already have more than 30 participants. We have already more than 30 participants from the South Med countries. You see what is the spread, because some of them, but this is something that we are exploring, there are many participants related to the automotive. We are also considering with the partners, with Vivian, we are also considering an option to either organize a side visit to the automotive cluster, if I'm not mistaken, or to make sure that we can arrange meetings with them during the matchmaking day. I'll just check. I've seen that there was a question coming, so if it is no, if you have already, so I see that there's SME question from the SME. No need to resubmit if you have received. Depends when you have submitted your applications. We have informed the applicants through the first cutoff date. We informed about the progress of their application, whether it was approved or we had some or what the status of their application. So no need to reapply. We will, of course, to all that you participate. So if you have applied last week, so this basically is still reading the question. For those that have applied between the two cutoff dates, now we will evaluate your applications on Friday and we will let you know. But of course, we will follow up with all the instructions, this webinar, with this presentation, with the recording, as well as with the link to Bit2Match for the SMEs to open their profiles there. So as mentioned, so you see here the pre-selected participants from the South Med countries. When saying using pre-selected, this means that they have confirmed their participation. Majority of them have already even sorted their travel arrangements. we don't expect much changes, only hopefully all that need visa from their end will be able to obtain the visa, but we are working close with our partners from ACHEMA Invest, and we are monitoring how the things are progressing. So we are really positive that we already have more than 30 participants from South Med. From the EU side, it is written in the call, but we will support the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. We'll support up to 25 clusters to participate in this mission. And in order to have a good balance as participants from the EU side as well as from the South Med, we would be looking to welcome approximately 20 SMEs to be part of the mission. So this is also an invitation to the clusters. If you have and if we have representatives, especially from Germany here on this in this webinar, mobilize your members. If you have SMEs that in your network that meet the thematic areas, the thematic focus, please extend this invitation to them. We will be really glad to make sure we have them on board for the mission.
Perhaps for those of you who have received the information on this webinar through our mailing or through our newsletter, and our representatives of SMEs here in Hessen, here in the Chamber District, please, you will receive information about the B2Match link in a short time. It's going to be ready this week, and it will be very easy for you to register to see who is coming, which are the cooperation profiles, who is offering what, and looking for which kind of cooperation. So we will keep you updated on that, and I would be very happy if most of you coming from the IHK side are interested in joining the matchmaking event and also the complete program.
Thank you for these notes. I also seen that there was a question about the selection criteria and who can participate. We, European Cluster Collaboration Platform, together with EN, we are engaged in the process of selecting the participants from the EU. And you can see all this is written very specifically in the current call. The South Med participants have been selected and communicated with the process has been established and communicated from our partners. So if you have questions about whether you will be able to join, if you are not falling under the EU criteria, we may direct you to our partners, ACHEMA. They can investigate whether this would be possible if they're still having space. Okay, so I'll continue with the next steps, and then, of course, I will allow more dedicated time to questions. To those, again, at the beginning, it was mentioned that some, excuse me, some that are participating today at this webinar have already applied under the first cutoff date. They have been, they received their results. So if you haven't reconfirm and if you haven't replied to our invite to reconfirm your participation, please do so. The deadline is today. For those that are interested, and hopefully after today's webinar, majority of the questions have been answered or will be answered, and you're ready to take a decision to submit your application, please know that the current call to express your interest is open till the 16th of May. So the deadline to submit your application is the 16th of May. So please do so in this frame. Of course, please share with us any questions you may have today or afterwards. We are aiming to respond, so submit the questions at the EU Matchmaking at the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. So we will respond to your questions. It is very important, as mentioned earlier, to study ACHEMA as an exhibition, because this will allow you to plan better your trip. Not only the trip for the mission, if you are selected, but this will also allow you to plan whether you would like to stay one day more or to arrive in advance, considering the thematic areas, the sessions, the exhibitors that you will be able to meet. We will have a technical webinar on the 28th of May. You see the timing, and during this technical webinar, we will give you practical aspects, how to set up your profile in B2Match if you have some questions, how to make sure that your profile provides enough information so the delegates from South Med to be able to schedule meetings with you, to make sure that you placed your offers, your needs. So during this technical webinar, the aspects that we'll be looking are more related to B2Match. And of course, if we have a chance to have someone from ACHEMA with us, they will also once again provide information on how to prepare and how to plan your meetings, how to use in the best possible way their app, how to even search across their websites. But still, you have time, please download the program, have a look on the different sessions, so to plan better your trip. If there is one thing, if you submit an application on behalf of someone else, please make sure that we are well aware who is the main participant, because we need to have this in our database. We need to, there would be some communication emails going. So this, for us, it's important to know who will be the main delegate. There is also an option, if there is enough space, we have space, you can add a delegate, but this would be on their own costs. We will not reimburse two cluster delegates from one organization. And then it would be very important to register in B2Match, to complete your profiles, and when it comes the moment, to start scheduling meetings. The link for the B2Match will be available tomorrow, and we will send it to all that have been part of today's webinar, as well as we will publish it on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, as well as will be published on EN. I mean, maybe Vivian, here you can once again say highlight the aspects about where they will be able to see in addition. Especially this is important for the SMEs, representatives of the SMEs.
Yes, of course. And remind again that for the SMEs, it is quite easy to participate in all this program, in all this matchmaking event and framework program to the ACHEMA. It is just registering via B2Match. We are sending out the link via our newsletter again. It will be available on the EN dedicated page of our website. And even for the next 2 weeks, it will be on the main page, on the starting page of IHK Frankfurt am Main. So it should be quite easy for you to navigate there. And also you will see some posts about it on LinkedIn, and can connect with me on LinkedIn. So you will receive any news related to this event, quite in no time, let's say.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, and as well on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, the registration, the link as well will be there. Also on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, you will be able to check more updated program. We are looking to have by the end of this week already by days with more details, not just as an overview. You will have a chance to register for the technical webinar. So the more detailed agenda, the technical webinar, the B2 Match League, this would be all published on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. So if you scan the code now, you can use the website and you'll find the EU-South Med Matchmaking Event in Frankfurt. All contact details, all the information is there. If you complete the information, you will be able to, after completing the application to express your interest, if you are a cluster, you will hear from us either this Friday on the 17th or latest Monday next week. So this will allow you to continue further with the planning process. So let's see, maybe we can dedicate now the time for some questions. Again,
I have one question here. My question is, is it there or will it be any kind of call of proposals to work together with those target countries in the near future? I don't know if it's related to the call you mentioned. This one participant who has joined a little bit later has posed this question.
Let me, so this is in the Q&A, I think.
Yeah.
My question is there will be any. So for this year, this would be the matchmaking event that that we are trying to connect you with participants from to connect EU clusters and SMEs with participants, delegates from South Med countries. So if you have not been previously participating in such matchmaking missions organized by the European Cluster Collaboration Platform and EEN, during the matchmaking day, you are given an opportunity to pre-book meetings with those that are interested to you to collaborate. After the event, we send you a survey to understand of the nature of the cooperation cases that you have identified. Also, it is for us, it's extremely important to have this feedback from you. After that, 4 or 5 months later, we sent a follow-up survey to understand how these identified cooperation cases have developed. And on that grounds, we plan our next initiatives. Previously, I think in 2019, there was a EU-South Med Matchmaking mission. Again, it was in one of the South Med countries. Details on that could be found on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. Last year, we were in, there was this mission that has been presented in Marrakesh. This year, we are trying to host the South Med participants in Europe. And hopefully, after a very successful event that we will have, we can afterwards plan the next mission, where would be again in Europe next year, or we will plan it again in the south, one of the South Med countries. But this very much depends on the results of these missions and how you report the quality of the meetings, what cooperation cases you have identified. So that's why it's extremely important you to, after being part of such missions, to provide us with information and complete the surveys. I hope I've answered the question here. But now we will welcome more questions. Will I see that there is a will you approve the application of executive search representatives as SMEs? So it is, details about you can read the details about the SMEs in the document that is provided on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. If you are SME and if you are part of the geographical focus, of course, we'll be looking to approve your application. I see that we posted in the chat the email address where you can, so it's EU matchmaking at clustercollaboration.eu. You can use that email address to dedicate other questions. We are sending all communication through this email address. So make sure that it's in your whitelist, so to make sure that the information and messages are not getting into the spam. So while waiting for more, we have a couple of more minutes. Again, the deadline for those that have been approved already, and we are just waiting back their reconfirmation, is today. Of course, it is important to have you to reconfirm, because obviously from the moment you have applied, for some this was like a month ago, because they have applied directly after the call was published. Of course, you might have some changes in your plans. Therefore, we would want to know whether you're still looking to be part of the mission. So please send us back if you haven't replied yet. For those cluster representatives that would be interested to join us, first you need to go through to express an interest through the current call. Details you can find on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. So you can file the application. Make sure that we know who is the person that we need to communicate, so not to miss any other deadlines when we are sending information. For the SMEs, together with this follow-up, to this webinar, to all that have participated, we are trying to make the process more easier. So we will allow you directly to register, express your interest through the Bit2Match. So you will be able to find, as Vivian mentioned, through the EN, the registration link, as well as on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, and will be included in the follow-up email sent to you. The recording to this webinar also will be published on the European Cluster Collaboration Platform, as well as this presentation. We strongly advise you to start to have a good read, search on the ACHEMA website. It's extremely important because it is very huge. It's huge exhibition, very packed, many sessions, many exhibitors. So you need to plan the day while you're at ACHEMA very well, especially if you're not considering to extend your stay with more days. This is what I can share from our side at that moment. So you have more questions?
No more questions.
No more questions. Yes, again, I would like to repeat that the preparatory webinar, the technical webinar, which will give you more information on Bit2Match. For some of you have been participating in many of these matchmaking events, so you're well familiar with the Bit2Match and how to create your profiles. But for others, that might be the first time, an opportunity. So we will have brief webinar to explain the technical aspects, why it's important to create your profile in a way that will engage, in a way to engage with the South Med participants. So we will have a dedicated webinar for that. It's on the 28th of May. And on this webinar also, we will have with us the South Med participants, because obviously we will express the same for them. It's also important to create their profiles, so you as European participants to be able to understand their offers and schedule meetings. Of course, during the networking time, all the networking activities we are planning, coffee breaks, lunch, networking, dinner on the first day, you will be all together with all the South Med participants. So even you haven't scheduled meeting with someone, you can have an ad hoc meeting. You've seen earlier when I started the presentation and giving some figures from the past events, more or less, if we have 100 meetings scheduled via B2Match, usually we have such number done on an ad hoc basis.
Perhaps just to comment on an option which is not currently not confirmed, but it is requested. It is the Center for Industry and Sustainability, the think and do tank here in Frankfurt for sustainable industry at ECO, the cluster for process for sustainability, the based at the Center for Industry and Sustainability. And it will be, of course, very interesting for all those interested in the ACHEMA topics, because it's a large project cluster dealing with the process in this pharma and chem above all.
Yes, thank you for this note. One thing for those that are not familiar with the matchmaking events that we organize during the conference, during the day that we say the matchmaking, the conference day, we also give an opportunity for all participants to pitch their organization. So you, in the frame of 2 or 3 minutes, you will have a chance to present the organization, your members, what you offer, what you're looking for. And this is very important, despite of the fact that you have created your profile in B2Match. This is another chance to provoke and to engage, to provoke more meetings for you to express with whom you would like to meet, what you offer, or what you are interested in this collaboration. Okay, so we are just on time. I don't see more questions. Of course, after we follow up, if you have, and after you read the information addressed in the call, if you think that there is some aspect that has not been covered, please let us know. We will get back to you. I would like to thank everyone being part today. Thank you very much for joining us today. We hope please visit the EU Cluster Collaboration platform to see information not only on the forthcoming matchmaking events, but all other activities. We have the cluster meet regions, the cluster talks happening every 2 weeks, the cluster exchange, and the forum to support Ukraine. Thank you very much, Vivian, for helping me today to provide the information for this webinar and for the entire joint work. So thank you very much. And we are really looking forward to receiving your questions, and hopefully we'll see you in Frankfurt.